Are you ready to receive? Are you ready to receive the gifts of the Goddess? I am ready to receive. I am ready to receive. I am ready to receive. I am ready to receive the gifts of the Goddess. Are you ready to be healed? Are you ready to be healed? Are you ready to be healed? Are you ready to be healed from the gifts of the Spirit? I am ready to be healed. Yes, I am ready to be healed. I am ready to be healed. I am ready. I am ready to be healed. I am ready to be healed. I am ready from the gifts of the Spirit. I am ready to receive. Yes, I am ready to receive. I am ready to receive. Yes, I am ready. I am ready to receive. I am ready to receive. To receive. Yeah, I am ready. The gifts from the universe.
Good morning, Celebration Center for Spiritual Living, and welcome to another glorious Sunday morning. I am so glad that you are joining us this morning, whether you are joining us from home, online, here in the room, or watching later. We are so glad you're here. My name is Reverend Chris Alexander. I'm the senior minister here at Celebration Center, and we are physically located in Falls Church, Virginia. However, that doesn't really matter anymore, does it? Because we have this amazing global community. So if you are joining us online right now, I invite you to say good morning in the chat. Let us know how you're doing. Do you have your holiday decorations up yet? Just a question for you. And if you are new and joining us for the very first time, an extra special welcome to you. We are so glad that you have found your way here. And we invite you to scan this QR code or go to the link, the bit.ly link that's right down here. And that is going to take you to our guest form. And that form just supports us in getting to know you a little bit better and finding out how we can serve you as a part of your community and you as a part of our community. If you would like prayer support, you can get that in several different ways. We do have a ministry of prayer that meets on Mondays at 1:30 Eastern Time. And so if you would like to add a prayer request to that ministry of prayer, you can do so by scanning the code, or you can go to our website, celebrationcenter.org, and click on the Request Affirmative Prayer button. Both of those are going to take you to a secure form that you can fill out, and those prayer requests go to our ministers and practitioners so that we can pray on them at the ministry of prayer and all week long. Also, we have an awesome service plan today. I say it every week because it's true every week. We are continuing our conversation on community. So last month we talked about this idea of home. This month we're talking about this idea of community. And today I'm going to be talking about longing to belong. We also have Jen Fay as our practitioner on platform. Let's give her a hand. Yay, Jen. And then extra special treat, we have our music director, Lynn Hollyfield, here today, and Jen is going to be joining her singing and playing the drums. So let's give both of them a round of applause. Also, I haven't said it in a while, but y'all, we have a whole tech team, like a whole team of people that just work on technology and making sure that y'all can hear and see us online. And so big shout out to Ivor Tillotson and Ryan Alexander back there in the back every week, dedicated to making sure that this service is the best that it can be. So let's give them a round of applause too. Yes. So we are continuing. I have a lot of announcements this morning. So y'all buckle up, maybe get a notebook out where you can take some notes because you're not going to want to miss anything this month. So we are continuing our Lutheran Social Services coat drive. So this is for gently used and new coats, hats, scarves, mittens, and gloves, or new socks. So we're continuing to collect those for this month, and you can bring them here, you can mail them in, anything like that, and those go to support the refugees. Now, in addition to that, we have something extra special that we're doing this holiday season to support our beloved Ukrainian practitioners. So y'all may remember, if you've been around for a little bit, that we've had a couple of Ukrainian practitioners who have been the practitioner on platform. We also have our practitioner, Ariana Kurashevitz, who is working heavily with them. She has been every single day since this war started. She has been meeting with the Ukrainian practitioners and offering prayer and meditation for anybody who would like to join in, knowing peace in the Ukraine and in Russia. And so this holiday season, what we are doing, and you can pull up the slide, we are going to be taking a collection that is going to go to those Ukrainian practitioners and their families to buy food, to buy toys and treats for their children, all of the things that they can do to help make this holiday season special despite what's going on around them. So if you would like to donate to this cause, we are going to be sending the money directly via Western Union, I think, directly to our Ukrainian practitioners to support them in having an amazing holiday season, the best that they possibly can at this time. You can do so by going to celebrationcenter.org and clicking on the Give button. And if you scroll down, there's going to be a fund called Ukrainian Support Funds. Click on that and that will go directly to it. If you can't find that fund, it's okay. Just put it where it automatically goes, and in the memo, put Ukrainian support or Ukrainian practitioners. You can also scan the code that you see right up here, or you can go to bit.ly/CCSL Ukraine support. All of those places are going to take you to a way to donate to our Ukrainian practitioners and their families. This week, we have several things going on. So mark your calendars. This coming Tuesday at 7:30, we are doing the Blue Christmas service at Unity of Fairfax. This service is going to be really, really special. We have done a Blue Christmas service a few years ago here, and so you might remember that, but this is a time to honor the totality of our emotions and experiences at this holiday season. That, you might be having a range of emotions, or for some people this season can be really challenging due to loss or not having family or support around. And so this service really honors the totality of the experience that can be happening at this holiday time. And we invite you to join us for that at 7:30. That is going to be live streamed, so you can find that in all of our normal places, wherever you're watching this now. And also it is going to be physically at Unity of Fairfax. So we look forward to you joining us for that service. Then on Thursday night, we have another extra special art night with Miriam Catellis. This one is going to be found object ornament making, and she's going to bring hot chocolate, and we invite you to bring some little finger goodies, like finger treats that you can share with everyone. That was a really weird way to say that, but y'all got it. Bring something to share. Finger food. Yeah, that. Thank you, Stephanie. And that is going to be on December 8th from 6:30 to 8. It's in person only here in Haight Hall. And we do ask that you RSVP to Miriam at miriam.catellis@yahoo.com so that way she can just make sure to have plenty of supplies. It's going to be a really fun night. Jen and I were talking about how much art night has come to mean to us. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out and you live in the area, please come join us on Thursday. Also, if you were looking out for that email that I promised you would be coming this past week of the SurveyMonkey for membership, that has not gone out yet. You did not miss it. It is going to be coming out this week. I just got extra busy and couldn't get it out this past week, but it's going to be coming out next week. And we do invite you to fill that out because we just want to know what your thoughts are. You know, a community is a community because of everyone. And so all voices matter. We want to hear everything that's going on in your mind. Also, we will be having an informal conversation today about membership after the service at 12:30 for our hybrid community time. All right, everybody take a deep breath. We're doing something different this year, okay? Are you ready? We are not having a Christmas Eve service this year. Instead, we are doing a winter solstice ceremony. So this is going to be happening on Wednesday, December 22nd from 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It is online only. Do not come to the center. Just get cozy in your pajamas, get your hot chocolate, get your eggnog, get your whatever else you drink, latte, your apple cider, that's more fall, and join us from home online. We will be live streaming this event to all of our normal Sunday morning live stream channels for this extra special winter solstice ceremony. This is going to include myself, Lynn Hollyfield, our music director, is going to be offering music, and our practitioners will be joining in with some special readings. So this is going to be a beautiful ceremony to honor the winter solstice, which is happening at 4:37 p.m. So we are going to be in ceremony together when the winter solstice happens. All right? We are also not having an in-person Christmas Day service. Christmas Day this year falls on a Sunday. So once again, stay home in your pajamas with your eggnog or whatever it is that you're drinking. And we will be offering a adapted Sunday service. It's going to be just a quiet meditation message type service on Sunday morning from home, live streamed out. So stay home on Sunday morning and watch the service from home. All right. Then on January 1st, which also falls on a Sunday this year, I am super, super, super excited to be with y'all on the very first day of the new year. There is nowhere that I would rather be than spending the day with y'all. Come back, we'll have missed the Sunday of seeing each other in person, so be sure to be there on the 1st. We are going to be doing a white stone ceremony at 12:30 for our hybrid community connection time. So anybody and everybody is welcome to join the ceremony. It will be on Zoom. You can find our Zoom link by going to celebrationcenter.org and clicking on Enter Zoom Events. And you do not need to sign up. You don't need to RSVP, nothing. You can just show up to this White Stone ceremony. It's a wonderful time to call in your intentions for 2023. If you would like for us to mail you a white stone and you live far away, please scan the code that was just up there or go to Celebration Center. Oh, no code. I didn't put a code on that. Never mind. Go to celebrationcenter.org, scroll down to upcoming events on White Stone Ceremony. There is a form. This is not an RSVP form. This is simply if you live too far away and you would like for us to mail you a stone to participate. If you don't have a stone, you can still participate. Go ahead and come on Zoom. And then finally, in the new year, beginning on January 2nd, so the very next day, Reverend Ryan Alexander, who is also our tech person, you've already heard their name a couple of times, they are offering this thing called You, which is going to be an awesome, awesome class. It's from 6:30 to 8:30 Eastern Time on Zoom. Anybody and everybody is welcome. This is a great sort of beginner class that'll give you some really great foundational spiritual tools. It's also a great refresher class. So if you've been in this teaching for a million years and you just really want to re-steep yourself in these tools and these spiritual practices, I invite you to sign up for this class. And you can do that by going to celebrationcenter.org and clicking on this thing called You, and there will be a registration form there for you. Whew, we made it, guys. Did y'all get all of that? You're going to be at everything, right? Okay, you were taking notes? All right, and with all of that, I would like to invite Lynn and Jen up for an opening song.
Okay, we are going to be singing Room at the Table by Carrie Newcomer, and we hope you join in singing with us. Let our hearts not be hardened to those living on the margins. There is room at the table for everyone. This is where it all begins. This is how we gather in. There is room at the table for everyone. Too long we have wandered, burdened and undone. There is room at the table for everyone. Let us sing the new world in. This is how it all begins. There is room at the table for everyone. There is room for us all, and no gift is too small. There is room at the table for everyone. There's enough if we share. Come on. chair. There is room at the table for everyone. No matter who you are, no matter where you're from, there is room at the table for everyone. Here and now we all begin the beloved community. There is room at the table for everyone. There is room for us all, and no gift is too small. There is room at the table for everyone. There's enough if we share. Come on, pull up a chair. There is room at the table for everyone. There is room at the table for everyone.
Good morning. I'm Jen, one of the practitioners here. And so I invite you to just relax for a few minutes and take let's start with a really full breath, just filling your lungs all the way up and letting it out. And then let's go into a 3-part breath with an inhale, a holding the breath, and an exhale. Inhale, hold, and exhale. One more, inhale, hold, and exhale. And so if you'll join me now, speaking our vision with a lot of feeling and meaning. We are celebrating spirit within and knowing the oneness of humanity. I have a reading today, again from Brene Brown. She's just been such an easy go-to for readings lately with the themes that we've been having. And so this is from Braving the Wilderness. True belonging requires us to believe in and belong to ourselves so fully that we can find sacredness, both in being a part of something and in standing alone when necessary. But in a culture that is rife with perfectionism and pleasing, and with the erosion of civility, it's easy to stay quiet. It's easy to just try and fit in rather than show up as our true selves and brave the wilderness of uncertainty and criticism. But true belonging is not something we negotiate or accomplish with others. It's a daily practice that demands integrity and authenticity. It's a personal commitment that we carry in our hearts. So just join me in prayer as we, again, just relaxing into the ideas of belonging to ourselves. And so there is one life. And that life is the life of spirit, the life of God, the life of positivity and whatever your understanding of life force energy may be. It is the life of love and peace and joy and wholeness. It holds such infinite potential and prosperity and wonder, beauty and creativity. There's so much in this one life that expresses through all of life. And so we recognize that We belong to that one life, that we are of spirit, that we are of the divine. And so in that belonging, we can relax and trust that we are never alone. That belonging can uphold us no matter what. That awareness can expand our mind to possibilities beyond what we could have imagined without that awareness. And I am so grateful for that belonging, for that feeling of connection to the one life, for the creativity, for the expressing of love and feeling loved. I'm grateful for reaching out and reaching in and finding ourselves everywhere. But as we reach in, we come to recognize the wonder of being who we are. And as we reach out to others, we find the wonder of another version of ourselves. And in that, there is true compassion and loving kindness. And so I simply relax and release these words and ideas into that universal law that is forever, forever responding perfectly to what we believe and what we know. We are blessed in belonging and in being. And so it is.
Okay, I'm going to do a seasonal song. This is an original. It's called Will There Be Peace? Thanksgiving blessings, turkey dressing, giving thanks and gratitude for pumpkin pie. Me and you, next day the countdown, Christmas carols all around, making gifts from the heart, a long, long list where to start. Singing songs of joy and cheer, goodwill and a midnight clear. Will there be peace on earth this year, or ever, or ever? Shopping, baking, to the bank, racing, cookies in the making, beauty of pine trees waiting for the frills of foil stars to grace the top, shine afar, and a little bell that waits to ring, and we need the angel to get her wings, singing songs of joy and cheer, goodwill and a midnight clear. Will there be peace on earth this year, or ever, or ever? child sleeping, holding light, keeping hope alive for you and I, a gift that we're all seeking, a time we can all believe in our lives there will be peace. Let's carry it everywhere. Peace, let's go and share. Singing songs of joy and cheer, goodwill and a midnight clear. Will there be peace on earth this year, or ever, or ever? Let's believe.
Thank you so much, Lynn. All right. Hello, everyone. Let me get all set up here. So, longing to belong. Jen and I are almost the same height. Longing to belong. So, I'm going to say something a little controversial, but I want you to just go with me for a second, okay? Just go with me. I think that one of the greatest enemies to community and belonging is nostalgia. Nostalgia. All right, so if we're going to go on this premise, the first thing that we have to do is define nostalgia, right? And I have, y'all, it wouldn't be a Sunday morning if there wasn't Brene Brown references all over the place. So I'm pulling the definition out of Brene Brown's Atlas of the Heart. If you were here in May, you remember that for our month of emotions, this is just not working for me this week. For our month on emotions, we used this book and pulled a different emotion or feeling experience each week and talked about it. So, love this book, Atlas of the Heart by Brene Brown. If you don't own it already, you should read it. It's great. So she says, we define nostalgia as a yearning for the way things used to be in our often idealized and self-protective version of the past. So nostalgia is a form of comparison. And another quote from her, and this one I actually have, is nostalgia is also a dangerous form of comparison. Think about how often we compare our lives to a memory that nostalgia has so completely edited that it never really existed. Now, stay with me for just a moment. I promise we're going to loop back around to community. But first, I want to tell y'all a story. So, back in my early 20s, I had a job. It was a great job. I loved this job. I thought it was the most amazing job in the whole world. At least this is the memory that I'm telling you, right? And I got fired from this job specifically because somebody got me fired. And it was ugly and awful, and I was super mad about it for a really, really, really long time. I'm still a little salty, I'm not going to lie, right? It was just this really awful experience. And I had this story for years, years and years and years, probably over a decade, I would say, of this person got me fired from the best job I ever had. I loved that job. That job was amazing. Best job I ever had. They got me fired. And where would I be now if they hadn't gotten me fired from that job? So, skip ahead to a few years ago. I'm going through some old stuff and I find an old journal that I was keeping at the time. And I start reading. And every single day in this journal is, I hate this job. I cannot figure out how to get out of this job. I need the money, but oh my God, this job sucks. I do not want to go to work today. I do not want to go to work every day. Every day was how horrible this job was. And then there was like a month where every day I had to decide whether I was going to renew my contract and stay with this position or if I was going to move on. And every day I fought with myself. Oh, I don't want to be here anymore, but it pays really good. You have a toddler. You need this job. Just stick with it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Right? In my diary. And then skip ahead a month later, I re-signed the contract for the following year. And I was like, okay, it's just one more year. You can do it, in my diary. And about a week later, all this blew up. Somebody did get me fired. That part is factual, right? But it all blew up, and I got fired, and I was so mad at this person. But now, looking back at this diary, I had completely forgotten the fact that I hated that job. I had loved it at the beginning. I had loved it when I first gotten it. But by the time that everything went down and I had left, I didn't want to be there anymore. And so it became this whole story that I had made up that wasn't even true. I had pushed everything together in my mind to the very beginning when I loved that job must have been how I felt at the end. And I completely forgot the whole middle bit, right? And that's what we do with nostalgia. We tend to remember the best parts of things. We just do. Actually, we tend to remember the most extreme parts of things, is what I would say. And so what often happens is that we have this longing to go back to how things used to be. How many times since March of 2020 have we heard we just want to go back to how things were? We just want to go back, right? Y'all, go back. It wasn't as great as we are remembering it to be. It just wasn't. And so we have the opportunity to build something new. And this is why nostalgia is one of the greatest enemies of community. Because if we are so focused on the past and what we used to have, which quite often we never actually had anyways, but we just, remember that we did, we cannot look at where we currently are and build something forward into the future together. So we have to be willing to let go of that idealized, often wrong picture that we are holding in our heads. Now, this isn't to make any of us wrong. It's just it's just the way that our brains work. It's the way that our memories work. And it's a form of self-preservation. It's not a bad thing. But what we get to do is we get to recognize the fact that we're probably doing it, that we probably aren't accurately remembering things from our past, and then we get to firmly ground ourselves in the present that we're actually in, and then look ahead and say, what do I want to build in the future? And so one of the places that I see this happening is in our community. I see it happening in a lot of church and spiritual center communities, including ours. We've been around for quite some time. We have. And we have gone through ups and downs and so many ministers and practitioners and things happening. And we used to do it this way, and then we did it that way. And this one time we did it this way, and now we're doing it this way, and on and on and on. But if we spend so much time remembering how things used to be, then we can't stop and look at where we are and then build the vision into the future. And that is what is being called of us. That is what I'm asking of us for 2023. I love that we're talking about the community as the ending of 2023 to launch, or 2022, I just skipped us ahead a whole year, end of 2022, to launch us into 2023. Because this community right here, right now, this community is amazing. And I think so often what happens in churches and in spiritual centers is that we get so caught up in the business of church. How many people are walking through the door? Well, how many people did we have online? Well, how many people's lives did we touch this week? How much money did we bring in? How much this? How much that? What are we doing here? What are we doing there? That we forget that the actual business of a spiritual center is the people. It's us. It's all of us. And so it's not about how many lives did we touch or how many people walked through the door, but are the lives that we are touching and the people that are walking through the door being served to the absolute best of our ability? And am I stepping fully into this community in a way that allows me to show up and belong and allows everyone else to belong as well? Are we creating a community of authenticity and vulnerability? These are the questions that we need to be asking ourselves. And these are the questions that I'm going to be calling us into in 2023. It's not about what we used to have. It's not about what we should have. It's not about where we thought we were going to be now 10 years ago. None of that matters anymore. What matters is this present moment. And when I look around and when I see the things that we are doing, the truth is, y'all, we have an amazing community here. We do. We have an amazing community. And so when we get so caught up, and this doesn't even happen necessarily, maybe you weren't around in Celebration Center 25 years ago, but maybe you were somewhere else. Maybe you were at another spiritual community or another church or in another group of people, and you're remembering how amazing that group was. Nobody could do any wrong. You know, I kind of love... well, no, I just love it. I love Facebook memories because I get to see all of these pictures and all of these posts, and y'all, I was a dramatic little thing in my 20s with these Facebook posts of just all the little, like, the clickbaiting posts. You remember the clickbaiting posts of, like, early 2000s Facebook where you're like, I'm so upset, y'all. And then, like, everybody asks in the comments, like, what happened? Oh my God, are you okay? Y'all, that was totally me. I'm not even gonna lie, right? I got on Facebook when I was 18 years old. I got on it the year that it came out. I have had Facebook a long time. And so I cringe at these memories. I'm like, what was wrong, 22-year-old Kristen? What was so wrong that we had to post about it on Facebook? And sometimes I remember, I remember what was wrong. Yeah, that was, whatever. Anyways, all of that is to say that sometimes I look back at these pictures and these things that I was doing 15 years ago now, and almost 20 years ago. Oh my God, y'all, I have been on Facebook for a really long time, almost 20 years. Anyways, I look back and sometimes I think, oh, that was the greatest night of my life. And then sometimes I look deeper into it. I'm like, oh, that night was not the greatest night of my life. That night, that one picture that I took and posted on Facebook was like the only good thing that happened that whole night. And I just happened to catch it, right? Because we put our highlight reel onto social media. We don't put the behind the scenes. We put our highlight reel. But it's interesting because all of those emotions come flooding back. That, like, oh, that was such a fun night. Was it though? Was it? And so instead, what I have found, and I did this for quite a while in my life, because I used to be like the go out person. I was the life of the party. I wanted to be out, not every night, but like a lot of nights. And I wanted to be out with people. And Reagan and I would go to the park every day. And he had all his little friends. Reagan's my son, if you don't know. When he was little, and we would do all of the things, and we would go to the park and we'd go to the mall and all of the stuff. And it was really great and wonderful. And I don't want to go back there. because what I'm doing right now is amazing and powerful. And no, I don't go out. I don't go to the mall. I don't go to the park every day with a toddler because I don't have a toddler, and that's okay. It's okay. But when I spend so long trying to be that person that I was 15 years ago, I can't allow myself to fully be the person that I'm being called to be right now. And this person is really great. There's nothing wrong with going out every night or with staying in every night and reading a book or watching TV or whatever it is. And so nostalgia, the problem with nostalgia is that it calls us to long for something that never existed in the first place. And so we get to just stop. We get to stop and say, hey, yeah, you know what? That was a great time. And I'm not telling you to try to remember the bad parts of the time. If you want to remember it as the greatest time ever, that's fine. But don't try to bring that time into the now, because you're a different person. We're different people. This is a different community. It's a different world that we're in. And so what we are being called to do is to stand today and look forward and say, what is the future that we are creating together? What is the community that we are creating where people who are longing to belong can show up in our community, even from far, far away, even from online, and say, you know what? I know that I belong here. How do we create that community? Because that's the question that I'm interested in, is how do we create this community now? Not what did we have 15 years ago, but what are we going to have in 2023? What is Celebration Center going to look like in 2023? And you know what I really extra love about spirituality, just in general, spirituality, is that on the surface, it looks like spirituality is going to take us out of the world. I remember back in, I don't know, a long time ago, 2009, something like that. I know it wasn't that long ago, but that was like a while now. But anyways, 2009-ish, my father took Reagan and I to Big Bend National Park in South Texas. It's along the Rio Grande. It's one of the national parks. Has anybody ever been there? If you've been there online, tell me in the chat. Yep, couple people in the room. Y'all, oh my God, like one of the most gorgeous places in the country, on the earth. Absolutely amazing. And my joke was, for years after that, y'all almost lost me to Big Bend. If I hadn't have had a kid I was raising, I would have just stayed in Big Bend in a cave, meditating on a mountaintop, being enlightened, right? But that's not what spirituality is about. Spirituality is about people. So this Thursday is Bodhi Day. Happy Bodhi Day to anybody who celebrates. So Bodhi Day is the day that the Buddha became enlightened. So if you've studied Buddhism at all, you know that they actually don't have a god in Buddhism, but instead they believe in nirvana, this idea that you can obtain enlightenment. And so the goal is to find this middle path to obtain enlightenment. And Buddha was the first person to do this. He sat under the Bodhi tree for, I think, 40 days and 40 nights. And on the last day, he was like, I'm either going to die. He sat down and he goes, I'm either going to die or I'm going to be enlightened. These are my options. He gave the universe an ultimatum. And he became enlightened. And so Bodhi Day is the day that we celebrate that. And you know, I've heard this story. I learned this story in high school world religions class and then again in college. But you know what I had never looked up? What did Buddha do after he was enlightened? And I looked it up, right? I looked it up, and do you know what he did? He went out and he taught. He went back to people and he found community. And so that to me, that's the gem, is that this idea of longing to belong, it doesn't go away the more spiritual we become, but instead it grows deeper, this longing, this community, this need for one another. He went out and he taught. He went out and he found the people. And so I think we have this idea that we're going to, come out of we're not going to need the world anymore. We can just go off on our merry little enlightened way. But no, actually, spirituality takes us deeper into one another. It takes us deeper into the world. And that to me is so profound, so amazing. And so I want to leave you with a quote that kind of, to me, sums up perfectly all of these things. It's a quote from Buddha in honor of Bodhi Day. Hold on just a second, Ryan. It's a quote from Buddha, and it talks about this idea of community, and it talks about letting go of those nostalgic ideas of the past. And so what Buddha said is, in the end, only 3 things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. How much you loved and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. So we have this idea that the world is just, we find something good and we just want to cling on to it. But as Octavia Butler says, God is change. God is change, and so we're not gonna be able to hold on to that. We're gonna move forward because the world moves forward because we move forward. And so instead, we get to just love each other, to step deeper into community, and to let go of the things that are falling away and allow ourselves to move forward into the vision. And so I invite you to pray. And so what I know in this moment is there is one thing. One thing. This one thing that is so ever-present that it is both ever-changing and ever-changeless in this beautiful divine paradox of life. This one thing that is so big and so grand that it is larger than the planets and the systems and the galaxies and the universes. And it is so all-encompassing that it is the very building blocks, the cells and the atoms and the protons and the neutrons and the electrons and everything else of those very things. That everywhere we look, everywhere we turn, everywhere we go, all we can find is more and more and more of that one thing. That thing that we call by so many names. And yet it just simply is all that is. Really, we call it by every name because it is all that is. And so I know that because it is all that is, it must be each and every one of us here that I feel this sense of belonging. I feel this community, this connection, this ever-presence of the divine showing up as love, as each and every individual who is in this room, who is watching online, who will watch in the future. Every single individual, and I know that this community is a community that is made up of God's stuff, because God's stuff is all there is to be made up of. And I am just so grateful for this divine, beloved community, this place where we can all show up and belong, where we can be our authentic, vulnerable, real selves, where we can just love one another and live gently and let go of that which no longer serves us, to step into the future, into the vision together. And so I simply release my word. I let it go as I have spoken, and knowing that it is done even greater than I have spoken. And we simply let it go and anchor it in by saying, and so it is.
I can see in your eyes you hold a troubled inside. So much weight on your tender heart. I sure hope I've shown you that you're never alone. What a else can I do for you? How about I take your hand? I will carry you, or together we'll sit if you need to cry. And I'll catch your tears, maybe ease your fear. What else can I do for you? I can point out the moon and the blue sunny sky, the hawk in the leaves of the trees, and at dusk fireflies, a summertime rose bloom, and in midwinter time. That's what I can do for you. So I'll open my door, forget the ones that are close to you. I'll make you a meal or play you a song or two. Yeah, and maybe it's enough to help carry you through. Yeah. What else can I do? What else can I do? Yeah. What else can I do for you? What else can I do? What else can I do? Yeah. What else can I do for you?
Beautiful. Thank you, Lynn. I love that question. I want to ask that for y'all as our community. What else can we do? What else can we do for one another? So this is the time in our service for our gifts and our offerings. And so if you believe in the vision that we are creating for 2023, then I invite you to give in a way that works for you. Give of your time, your talents, your treasures, whatever it is, but simply step up and show up and support this community, support this belonging with love and intention. And so if you have a monetary donation, there are a couple of ways that you can do that. You can go to celebrationcenter.org and click on the give button. You can also scan this code or go to celebrationcenter.org/donate. All of those different options are going to take you to our Secure Breeze website, where you can pull down that menu and find the different funds and things that we are working towards right now, as well as just giving to our tithes and offerings fund, that main general fund that goes towards keeping these doors open and supporting our vision. If you are in the room, we also have a basket right over here. And now I would like to invite Jen up to offer the affirmation and a blessing.
So if you'll join me in saying our offertory affirmation. This gift is God. This gift I give is God in action. I give it in joy. I give it in love. I give it in faith. I give it knowing that I am blessed, and so I gratefully give. And so just breathe into that space in your heart that is forever giving to you. And as we receive all the gifts that live right there, they flow out from us. And so with a grateful heart, we share of ourselves. And just honoring that aspect of your heart and all the gifts that live within you, all the talents you hold, all the wisdom, the love. Just recognizing all that each of us has to share. And knowing that it is enough. We bless these gifts, these donations, these ideas, these ways we serve here and everywhere. We just bless it all as we feel a belonging to our own way of being and belonging to a community that also recognizes its way of being. And so it is.
All right, please join us for our closing song, which is a beautiful song by Peter Mayer called Where is the Light? And you'll catch on, so please sing with us. Okay. Well, it's late December, dark and cold.
Where is the light?
When no man year is bending low, yeah, where is the light? When the sun runs off to bed too soon, where is the light? And there's nothing but a skinny moon, yeah, where is the light? Can you tell me where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. When it's dark each morning when I rise, where is the light? And it's dark when my eggs are fried, where is the light? And it's dark when off to work I go, yeah, where is the light? And it's dark again when I get home, where is the light? Can you tell me where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. It's in my skin, it's in my bones, it's in my heart, it's in my soul. That light of life, so bright and golden like a summer day. The sun goes missing in the sky. It is rising in my eyes, chasing all that winter gloom away. Well, I'm burning bright like kerosene. Where is the light? I'm twinkling like the Pleiades. Where is the light? I'm dancing like a candle flame. Where is the light? I'm flaming like a fruit flambe. Where is the light? Can you tell me where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. Where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh yeah, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Yes. Yes, let it shine. And so I invite you at 12:30, come back in this room or join us on Zoom, celebrationcenter.org, and click on Enter Zoom Events for our conversation, our informal conversation on membership. And with that, I invite you to repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. I am led by Spirit. I am guided by wisdom. I am protected by love. I am here to be a blessing. I am the light. And so it is.